The home inspection needed to be right on, because this is where we want to stay.
Your home inspector should have caught that. This doesn't even meet minimum code right here. Would I want that on my house? No.
I was standing on that.
Would I be upset if someone did at my house? Yes.
If he missed these things, I am so scared to find out what else could be wrong.
Two good people, Mitzi and Cory. Buying in a nice neighborhood. This is a really nice street. The houses are not too old, 7 years old. Hired a home inspector. Good call. He comes in, he sees a few things, appears to miss quite a few things. I'm gonna go through this house, and if there's problems, I'm gonna fix them, and I'm gonna make them right.
Head on over to the park, okay? Okay, Mom. The reason we bought in this area is really because of the importance of family.
We wanted something where we have a 7-year-old daughter. She's active. She wants to, be able to play and stay close to her grandparents down the street.
Hey guys, I think I'll go on the swing.
Okay, let's go.
Yay!
Well, we've been married 20 years, so we've been in numerous houses.
Oh, she's going too high. We don't really have much time to work with things, so we wanted a simple house.
We wanted large windows, the 5 bedrooms, and we needed a large enough home in order to fit our furnishings. That means so much to us. I sound like I want a lot, don't I? I wanted a jacuzzi tub. Cory and I have worked all of our lives, to purchase a home like this. And who's the best singer in the whole wide world?
Barbra Streisand!
Oh, that's my girl. I've been a fan of Barbra Streisand's, and my husband's been a fan of Gene Roddenberry's for 30 years. And never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I would be able to own something that Barbra Streisand owned. It represents to me that anything's possible. The Gene Roddenberry dining room suite was housed in Planet Hollywood in Las Vegas, Nevada.
We thought about who could have been sitting at this table. William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, Jean-Luc Picard.
Because anything's possible, right? So when we purchased this house, we really wanted a fantastic home inspection, because the home inspection needed to be right on, because this is where we want to stay. Hi,
how are you?
Welcome to our home.
You must be Mitzi.
I'm Mitzi.
I'm Mike. Nice to meet you. Cory?
Yes.
Nice to meet you, sir.
He took the time to go through, and he was taking pictures. He was checking everything.
But I think he spent more time on checking appliances than actually checking the house. If we had known what we know now, and some of the things that we have found since his home inspection, I don't think we would have bought this property.
I'm going to assume you're leaking at the corner here.
That's right.
That's my assumption based on what I'm just first seeing.
And it's a really big crack, and it seems to have gotten worse over the winter.
The reason you're going to see it get worse in the winter is it's really simple. Water gets in there, it freezes, it pushes, it expands, and then it's going to keep pushing it.
I walked with the inspector. He did point that out. Like, we said, okay, there's a crack here. He says, oh yeah, just put a bit of cement and you'll be good.
Really?
Yeah.
But it didn't seem right to me.
A little bit of cement.
Yeah.
So you think that's going to stop it from leaking?
This seems like the weight of the house on there.
Well, it is the point load to your porch on the second floor and to the roof line in the front. That's why we have so many columns, is actually to hold all that weight load. The problem with these columns is really at the base here, because this is the footing for the column here. It's just a nice little trim effect. This is what's going to take the structure. But we have water coming in underneath the caulking. Very clear signs. If it can get in underneath that, it's going to get in downstairs.
If you look at the crack where it is, and you go into the cold room underneath, and you can actually see the water damage or the water buildup.
Coming in.
And it would have been, like, I don't think it's a simple repair. And I think the home inspector should have highlighted this. Say, by the way, this is not just a simple crack on the surface up there, but it actually goes down into your cold room, and you're going to get water buildup or damage.
I personally don't think it's something that can be fixed.
That on the floor right there is what?
Well, that's water and moisture.
Is that water and moisture? He was here in the spring. Mm-hmm. Right? Are you telling me that wasn't there last spring? It just happens to be this year? but I can see that this was a total vertical 2x4 that was in, and they cut it off and pulled this piece out. But we can see that that piece is easily black and has a lot of water on it. In the report, the home inspector said no sign of leaking in the basement, no sign of water in the basement, no sign of problems with your foundation other than minor structural cracks.
Correct.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 signs of moisture. And I can fix this.
We'll see. I don't know if these things are fixable. And I know I keep saying that because it seems so overwhelming to us.
Yeah. One thing that we first noticed was that the kitchen had problems where there was, it looks like water damage at some point, and we noticed mold in the kitchen. We got a new kitchen put in. That took us months.
This will tell me whether or not we've had someone in here that knows what the hell they're doing. And so far, I would say they do.
Yay!
I'm happy.
I think that if the home inspector had done a proper inspection, he would have seen the mold in the kitchen. I think anybody would, that could see the mold in the kitchen. Anybody, if they'd run the shower, could have seen it hadn't drained. One shower, and we could tell that it was unusable. Then pulling off the tiles and seeing mold, it makes you sick.
Why does it rattle? Because they didn't secure it in behind the wall. This nipple, it's called a nipple, where this piece ties into, you secure it. And this never happens. So then you pull the excussion plate forward, and you know that they didn't caulk it. Had they have caulked it, it would have helped. That means, did they caulk in behind this? Did they caulk in behind this? The answer is no, because I can see it. That's where you can leak. This is where you can leak. This is where you can leak. This is where you'll get a headache. You put water in with organic products, paper on the drywall, metal, wood studs. You put water, moisture, with organic, you get mold.
Yeah.
And you have a young kid, and you don't like mold. So that's why when I look at this, I go, it looks good, but it won't work, and it won't last.
So, Mike, one of the main concerns I had was this trench that the previous owners had dug. It seems to always hold water.
This is actually a drainage system that the developer has done. It does tie into a drain system. The reason why you're seeing it done like this is whoever had the house, they put stone in the backyard, they've made this their own culvert here, and it's just not good enough. So what you're seeing is like a nice little puddle here. The water's sitting right here, it's a low spot, right? All right, I care more about your deck right now. What did your inspector say about this deck?
You didn't say anything about the deck.
I look at a deck that has 2x2 supports on the rail, okay? I look at the sloping stairs. That tells me the stairs have actually, because I almost fell down, have sunk down into the ground. If you notice our rundown on the treads, they've sunk into the ground. So that means it's not on any type of footing. It's not on any type of concrete pad. Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
So now let's look at how strong that is. Is that nice and strong? No. We're moving the stairs right now, aren't we?
You just shake it and the whole deck's loose. I mean, it's not rocket science. You know what I mean? That's something definitely that the house inspector should have caught. These things are so basic.
I look at the 4x4s that are supporting your deck, and it just comes up underneath. There's no cradles holding this whatsoever. It's just tagged, nailed down into supporting this. So a building inspector is not gonna pass this. Right away, I'd say the deck comes off, build a new deck.
I haven't seen this. How would I know this?
Well, your inspector should have told you, don't you think?
Yeah, of course I do.
That's what I think.
That's what I think. I'm starting to feel like it's a piece of junk. And how could we have been so stupid to purchase it?
If I fix the crack out front and it doesn't leak again, what do you get me? Sold. Sold.
My original home inspection, it was probably not worth the paper it was written on.
In the report, the home inspector said no sign of leaking in the basement.
And it was just like a little stamp that said, silly, naive buyer, you go ahead and move forward. That's what the stamp should have said.
You know, it's funny, I look at these houses and I think, my God, stop building for just looks. You build up all this beautiful precast and don't caulk the center points that I keep talking about. When a home inspector comes to your house, his job is to walk around do a quick little document, whether he's taking pictures or writing it down. I'm hoping he's doing both. He's gonna say, I see points that water can penetrate your house. When I notice, I'm gonna look right from this corner, and let's follow that corner all the way out. What do we see? The actual foundation runs down unlevel, and they had to build it up with broken pieces of brick to get it level, to brick over. But this is a quick fix, and putting in pieces of brick, making your brick hang over, which we want. We want that reveal, and then continue and do a parge effect across, which is now breaking and falling apart, just due to the water that's getting in here and freezing the area, which is one of the main reasons I'm here. The problem with these columns, if water gets underneath them, which we saw downstairs, like why a hole here like this? I'll tell you why. That's probably where one of the 2x4s are. We'll take a look at this and see what they've done. See, that's just not a good sign. That's really bad. Okay, that's ridiculous. By the way, that's wood, okay? This is a really stupid thing to do because that's a really good point of how fast it's gonna track that water and bring it down, like the wood's falling apart. We saw the evidence down the wall of all the water coming down. There's our wick. We really don't want to wick it in, we want to wick it out. Oh, lazy, this is just stupidity. This is the people that don't care, because the forms are in place. All they had to do is cut the top off. I can see it in the corner here. It definitely is. It's another vertical 2x4. It stinks, too. You walk in as an inspector, a home inspector, and you say, okay, why is the caulking so thick at the bottom of that pole? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to say they're covering something up. It's not a goof in the caulking, oops, you know, and you leave it, because everything's nice and neat here. Yeah, there's a huge goob here and a huge goob over there. That says something's being covered up. So what do? You just do a little bit more investigation. Common sense, remember? Go downstairs. What do I see? Oh, I see wood in the concrete. Now, is wood allowed to be in the concrete? The answer is no, it's not allowed to be in the concrete. Now I got a problem. The only thing I can think of they put gravel in is because they didn't want to cut the grass. This is going to be a big thing. Well, now, some people work a lot, right? They got so many hours they can't cut the grass. This would be an easy fix. Put down the plastic, put down the stone. The moat, it's a little strange, but I mean, because they didn't need it. I'll pull it up and I'll put down some soil. I mean, there's a 7-year-old girl here. She'd love a backyard. That's the least I can do. How do you miss these things, eh? How do you look at this and miss this? Is there anything here that looks right? No, why is my brick discolored? Why can I see through the joint at my window? This has been happening from day one, because that little bit of caulking on top right there does nothing. It's already completely cracked out the mortar in between the two cells. What's that gonna hold? Now, I get to pull out all that caulking and put in proper rubberized caulking, not a cheap 2-year caulking. This is a 2-year cheap caulking. Don't do this where it's gonna cost so much money down the road from water infiltration. The signs are there. I didn't build this house, 7 years old, wow. Man, I don't like those stairs. This door was installed wrong. What they've done is put in the door first and then poured the concrete sill around it, which has created a vulnerable area for water penetration right here. The door is supposed to sit on top of the concrete and you caulk the bottom. The way it is now, the door provides direct access for the water to get in behind the concrete and into the house. And this will be a place that I look at in the basement to see how much damage it's already caused. So this area here is the door that's upstairs. Now, I'm gonna be one of the guys that pulls the plastic down, pulls the insulation out. What do I see? That's not a good sign, because that door has been letting water in for a while. It's black. So, once again, simple thing, knowledge. I look upstairs, I see a problem, I come downstairs, I want to see underneath it. I made a mental note, I want to see underneath the door. Take a picture, show the homeowner. That means I got to pull that door. Mr. Bennett.
Hey, bud, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. This is a nice-looking house. We got some furniture in here from some pretty fancy people.
That's some funky furniture.
She's funny, because Mitzi, she's like, everything I said was, no, you can't fix that. You can't do this, you can't do that. I'm a Leo. You don't tell a Leo.
No kidding, I know.
I'm looking at all kinds of standard for a 7-year-old home, caulking on the outside of the windows, water infiltration big time. The shower stall upstairs that really is falling apart. They used it once.
It's typical every time we come to these new ones.
The home inspector didn't see it.
He was blind.
Yeah, you can't fix it.
I'm not a Leo.
Had your home inspector found what I found, would you have bought this house?
No way. Actually,
No bleeping way.
no way.
Damon, why don't you go to the back door because of the way they did the curb to the door, and it opens left to right. So break out about a foot on the right side.
Okay.
And if you guys go upstairs and dismantle that wonderful shower and the ensuite bathroom, and let me know what you find.
Ugh. This is an actual builder flaw, which just drives me crazy. If you look here, that is your subfloor. That's what's underneath your tiles that comes to the outside plate here. It is saturated.
Oh, wow, that's really wet.
Yeah.
Well, the problem was that they poured this afterwards. You can see how all this is going to do is create a bathtub, right? The water's going to go down there, get in, saturate exactly what it did, because that's actually really, really wet. Well, now we'll do it this way. Order a whole new door. Before the door goes in, we're going to pour our own concrete curb.
Okay.
We're going to make sure that we really protect this. We'll wrap everything here.
Yeah.
Since we're pulling it out, we'll fix it. We'll make it right.
Okay.
Concrete board. You can see right on here the water that has been saturated. Good thing it's concrete board and not drywall, because that would have molded like crazy. But this whole area has actually brought water in. Great example. We should take a picture of that. So I have drywall all on this wall, which was a mistake, because we do have surface mold on that. Okay, so they did a concrete board approximately just 4.5 feet up, almost 5 feet up, all the way around, excluding the front wall. They used drywall. And this drywall here is not even green drywall. It's just standard regular drywall. So just got the whole thing go new.
Okay. Here's what I'm thinking, Adam. This is such a closed-off little corner closet shower. I just don't like the fact that there's no light getting in here. I want to get some glass in this side right here. Plus, we'll have a glass door on this side. Beautiful. It's spraying me.
Hold on. That's gross. That's on your face.
Yes, it is. That was disgusting. Thank you.
That's gross.
We're just replacing the caulking because it's an older caulking. It's starting to crack. So we're gonna replace it with a quad, which is a lot better stuff. It will last a while. We have to drill out the sills too and replace that with quad because that's cracking also. Just at the back of the house, there's 10 windows alone. So it looks like our hands are full here.
Oh, wow. These stairs are legal. They're safe. What I find unbelievable, this is from the builder. Like, I just can't believe how unsafe this is. The whole thing, first of all, should have been on a pad at the bottom. It's sunk over the years, which is gonna eventually pull nails. I mean, it's almost funny if it wasn't so dangerous. sonotubes. They just put them on top of the earth. Oh my God, that's a lot more dangerous than I thought it was. I can't even believe that. The builder did this? So what did they do? It's just a thin pad, look at this. Like, I just gotta see this. I don't understand what they did. Look at this. I don't know what they were thinking. So they poured it on, they thought this was a footing of some kind, maybe? I'll bet you that's what he did. He poured a 4-inch round footing. This is crazy. They poured a deck right onto grade. What's stopping that from crippling over? I mean, even the deck boards, if you look at the deck boards, look at how easily I'm peeling this up. Like, everything was cut here. They're using nails that are common nails, no rings on them, and they're not deep enough. They're not grabbing anything. So what was holding this deck together? A hope and a prayer, and that's what scares the hell out of me. It would have taken 3 people at the most to topple this. I could have done it by myself.
Yeah, look how easy you push it over.
Oh my God. All right, let's clean this up, bud. Help me out. Yep. Wow, those are holding on well, eh?
Phone the recycled rubber company that goes around the pools, because I think we can clad over top of this with a watertight membrane and use the recycled rubber and to give us a nice footing over top. So in other words, great to walk on.
Yeah.
I got to make it watertight.
Yeah. Adam and I are going to actually start the waterproofing of the deck today, which means the railing's got to come off, which means I got to wet it down, which means I got to scrub it and prep it before we start. 1, 2, 3. Adam, look at this. Oh my God, what's happened here? Underneath this post right here, we have another 2x4 or 4x4 piece of wood coming out that was probably part of the forming when they did the concrete deck here. What's happened is because of the poor caulking job, water was able to penetrate in through that hole. Winter came, froze everything. This concrete slab was probably saturated and it just popped it. It's amazing what frost can actually do to concrete. The problem now is this. This is a much bigger problem than I initially anticipated. Give me a hand, please. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. That is just saturated wood. Watch the moisture. What's the water, Adam? Look how much water is in that thing. Look at that. Now, to keep this from happening on the rest of the porch, we're going to remove all these 2x4 pieces of wood embedded in the concrete just to keep the water out. To rebuild this corner, what I'm going to have to do first is install rebar to strengthen the cement and help bond it to the existing pad. We had to waterproof these holes. What we're doing is we're filling these holes with a hydraulic. It's basically a water plug. It will stop water right away. Now we're on the last stage of fully waterproofing this porch. Now we've decided to go for a rubber surface over the entire deck. You know, that will give them the extra insurance that no water will penetrate into the cold room, but it'll also be comfortable to walk on, safe for their daughter, and last a long time. Okay, so where do you want to start here?
We're going to start by installing the J-mold up along there. We give a nice crisp line straight across the bottom of the...
Does that act as a drip edge as well?
It does, yes. After that's installed, we're going to start installing the rubber up all the way along. It's all hand troweled, so when it's finished, it's completely seamless. It'll be dry by tomorrow morning. Durability, residentially, this will last you a lifetime. We guarantee it in 5-year intervals. After 5 years, we come back, we reseal the product, and guarantee it for the customer for another 5 years.
What we're doing here, we're augering a 12-inch sonotube hole. We're trying to get down below the frost line. The frost line in this area sits at about 3 feet. We go a foot lower than that to make sure nothing heaves, nothing moves. We get down to 4 feet. Our goal is to get down that way, probably 4.5 feet, put a little bed of gravel at the bottom for drainage, put our sonotube in, fill it with concrete, and the next day we'll epoxy our saddle in exactly where we want it. It'll give us a solid base, a little bit different than the one they had.
Today we have trimble windows coming in, and what we're doing here is prepping. I want to get the door out and actually pour the sill so Dom can actually install the new patio door. Now, originally they installed the door first and then poured the concrete sill. Now, it's the wrong way to do it, and it gave rain and snow a place to get into the house. Now, luckily we caught it in time and no major damage was done. All we had to do was let the wood dry, clean the small amounts of mold. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come to the top of that 2x4. Okay, you good there?
Yeah.
All right, hold the whole thing, please. Now I'm using this 2x8 as a form for our concrete sill. Once the concrete is dried, I'll remove all this wood around it, then we can install the new door. We're ready to pour, let's make a mix. A little wetter, okay, Robbie? Just a bit. Well, the one thing what you want to do is when you're building an actual curb or a sill for something, you want to make sure, especially on the outside part of the house, you want to give it a slight cant, a slight slope. Just when water hits that door and it hits that concrete, you want to be able to run it off. And that way no water hits the brick at all, no penetration into the house. That's better, Roberto!
The existing shower that was here had a rubber membrane. It only came up about 8 inches. You get water above that, what do? What we've done is applied our 1/2-inch curdy board over the entire frame of the shower, the interior, which is gonna be watertight on its own. We patch all the screw holes in, we patch all the joints with the curdy band. We apply it down, we bring it all down into our pan. This gives you 100% watertight area.
Just fitting a new drain for the shower. We're gonna keep the original trap and the entire setup as it was initially installed. I provided electric snake initially, so the line is clear, the debris has been removed. Literally will take me another 30 seconds to glue it all and I'll be done.
That's a big area.
That's not good.
That's a really big area. You just heard that by walking on it?
I heard it by walking on it with my feet.
Right, starting here?
There.
Right here? Very hollow. Solid.
There.
So it's following the crack.
Look at the crack down there, goes over here.
It's wherever the cracks are, we've been undermining on the floor. What they did was they dug too far in the basement in these areas.
Right.
Probably threw some earth back in. They tried to tamp it down. You'll never, ever match Earth's natural compaction in a basement. So what's happened is the settlement over the 7 years, the ground has dropped due to digging too far with the excavation. The issue is...
The furnace.
The furnace. Hollow.
So it does go under the furnace.
Yeah. Now we're solid here. If the furnace ever drops even an inch, it's gonna take a huge pull on the gas line. If it drops 2 inches, it'll snap the gas line, let off the gases in the house, and then we have another issue on our hands.
Which we don't want.
And I don't think we gotta pull a floor. If it's only an inch or two, then we'll do some sort of injection,
Right,
whether it's something very liquid that will take that void up and then pick up the floor.
Right.
We know what we have to do.
Yep.
We have to make it right.
And we can fix this.
Oh, you can't fix this.
I was walking on this with my bare feet.
Were you tap dancing? or
No,
something?
actually, I'm just, I'm a bit of a heavy guy.
You can't tap dance.
You kidding me? You've seen me dance. I can't tap dance. I can't boogie. I can't waltz.
Get up. You're down.
I'm down.
So now let's look at how strong that is. That nice and strong? No. We're moving the stairs right now, aren't we?
That's something definitely that the house inspector should have caught. These things are so basic.
Oh, no, look at the sonotubes. That's a lot more dangerous than I thought it was. Well, see, the problem with the old deck was that there was no proper footing. So what we're doing here is making it better. Build the deck strong enough to be able to support whoever. You can't guess who's going to be out here and what they're going to be doing out here after we leave. You have to be able to build this deck to code, above code, make it strong enough that they can enjoy this deck for years to come. Okay, there's a good candidate for my first plate. When you're tying into a house, we put bolts right through into structure. What does that do? It leaves an opening into your house. Now, a lot of times, guys won't silicone the holes. That allows water to hit that wall coming right into those holes. These spacers allow for that bolt to still go through. We're still going to use silicone, but it leaves the plate off the wall. You don't get the water sitting, you don't get the snow sitting right against the brick. These spacers just allow water drainage. It's as simple as that. Okay, let's tighten them up on the inside, guys. Yeah. What we're trying to do is just give the deck a slight cant too. The worst thing I would ever want to do is bring the water back into the house. Just allow water to run off. We're gonna bring our deck 6 feet off of the house because in this city, the zoning bylaw doesn't allow us to go a little bit bigger, but we've made it wide enough at 14 feet that they can still enjoy this deck back here. That's actually a perfect level right there, we're good. Well, the biggest part's done. Now it's gravy. Now we can start infilling. We're gonna get our beam set up, our posts in, then we can start infilling. Tomorrow, MJ and Sherry have a big job ahead of them by actually finishing the rest of it.
Well, now we have the most important, or what I call the key ingredient to any product, the installation. I mean, you can have the best performing product, but if it's not installed properly, you bought a useless product. This is where we square it up, we shim it in the right location, we foam insulate it, and this is all vinyl, which is maintenance free. You never have to paint again. Great performing door for a good 30 years plus.
Okay, that's level right there.
Right, so basically we put in lumber lock down, then we're slipping the 4x4 in. That way it ties in nice and tight once we screw it. The screws are just to tack it. We're actually gonna put some carriage bolts through after to really tie it in. You can grab them and shake them all you want, and they're not going anywhere. So they can have as many people up here having a party and banging into the railings, and they're not going anywhere.
Not only was this backyard graded poorly, causing water to pool along the back, but all the gravel made it useless for the homeowners. Now, Mike really wants to give this family a functional backyard, so we're gonna get rid of all the gravel, grade it properly, and lay down some grass. There's my strongest guy. MJ's out, man. Sorry, buddy.
What we've done is all the subgrade we've leveled out. All the water can flow through the property as opposed to sitting. We've taken some of the plants that were out along the fence line and actually just moved them up against the deck area just to soften it up a little bit. I think the homeowners are gonna love it. It was a gravel pit back here. You know, the sun beating down the gravel, you couldn't be back here. Now you got a nice lawn, it's gonna drain well. They can sit back here, enjoy the sun all around. It's a good thing.
There's surface cracks all over the place. And when you're walking over the floor and that, you can hear a big hollow void. So we're gonna come in and drill holes through the concrete, and we're gonna pump a high density polyurethane foam underneath the floor, and we're gonna fill the voids and restabilize the soil underneath.
Typically when we inject through a hole, usually 2 to 3 feet, 4 feet away, the material will come out the hole, and that tells us that that area is full. Basically it's restabilizing, as we've got approximately 1,500 PSI of air going down through here, which in turn allows our material to follow the air, and it shoots straight down, and then it starts to spread and it expands. It's like a foam pad underneath the concrete. Somewhat of a bonus of it, it could also be insulating as we're going along as well. This floor here is like 68 degrees. And over here, right beside where we injected, it's jumping from 75 to 76, 77. And we injected there half an hour ago. So it's heating up a fairly substantial amount where we have injected. So we're going along, restabilizing along the wall here, and we're going to head towards the middle.
started our shower with our waterproof membrane, our Curdy board, followed by the Curdy band, which will make it 100% watertight. Now we're not relying on the grout, we're not relying on the tile, like most traditional showers. Beyond that now, we will not have a problem here in the future. This is a marble tile. There are differences with different materials. This stuff here cuts like butter. The marble, it's very soft.
How's it going? Any issues?
No, we're getting up there.
It's a really nice light shower. With this window here, with the glass here, glass there, the white tile, it really lets a lot of light in. Remember how dark it was in here, and dank and smelly and stinky? It'll be a really nice little shower. They'll love it. Nice job. Well, little things for us left to do. Finishing up the deck. These guys have done a great job on that. We have a little bit of caulking left to do. We have Suburban glass coming to bring the glass for the shower door upstairs. It's a beautiful day to bring them home. Feel that. We did have some hollow spots, especially by the furnace, but this area, there's like 1 inch of concrete somewhere, some places.
That's not acceptable.
No, so what they did is they got under it and they filled it with their foam, the polyurethane foam, and they've strengthened this whole thing.
I can feel it just stepping here.
Yeah.
Oh, they did out here too?
Yeah, they went right into the column, because remember, it felt hollow in here too, but again, thin concrete.
And it's rained like crazy, and I don't see any water down there.
There's none. Oh, yeah, that was making me nervous.
That porch looks incredible.
It does, eh? It really matches the house. Do you like the color?
Yeah, I do. I do. Hey, good job.
Thanks a lot, man.
I think the homeowners are gonna love this. Here we go. Come on in. Okay.
Oh my God, that is beautiful. Wow. What I'm most looking forward to is feeling comfortable and confident that the home that I am in is safe and that I'm able to stay here for a very long time.
What a beautiful day. Now, I don't know about this. What have you seen?
Damon came in one morning when I was sleeping.
That's not what Damon saw. What have you seen?
Oh.
That's cute.
Sorry.
I like you. You know that?
MJ did too.
MJ?
Yeah, I was like, and Grace was like, there's a man in the room.
We did not do it on purpose.
No, I know. It's really cute.
How do you like your front porch?
Wow.
This is really amazing. I
Wow.
never thought you could do
It
this.
looks perfect.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
When Damon actually went to play with this corner, he took the rail off and it fell right off.
Why would that happen, Damon?
Do you remember that crack
Yeah,
that was
the
there?
crack was pretty bad.
So what happened, that wood was stuck in there and it just absorbed all the moisture, freeze thaw, expanded the concrete, it snapped. So the only thing that was holding that corner on was your railing, actually.
Really?
So we made a new piece, rebarred it. So now all that's joined, and making sure the whole key was to make sure it was watertight at the bottom of the columns. Then we brought in a specialty guy using rubber products. And we love this because a lot of his products is recycled. We chose the one that was going to complement your house. This is really, really strong. It's really durable. You're going to love being on this in bare feet. It's really, really comfortable. Think of a cushioned slipper.
Oh, yeah.
You feel it.
Yeah.
It feels really nice.
Yeah.
It's perfection.
It is perfection.
And your daughter won't get hurt on here either.
And
She
she
can
won't
play on
get
this.
hurt,
Yeah.
and our dog won't get hurt. I love it, Mike.
Okay, we're leaving. That was good. I'm done.
Come here.
No.
No, not yet.
Wow, I'm actually blown away. I'm amazed that they're able to turn around that front porch, and not only did they fix it, but they actually went beyond that, and they've actually accentuated our house, and it looks beautiful. Not only does it look beautiful, but I can see us really using it.
It's really
gonna feel
cool and
safe.
innovative, right?
Yeah. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Okay, now I want you to look down. What do you see on the floor? There's a lot of holes in the floor, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, there is. Look
There's
at that.
probably about 100 holes in the floor. We brought in a company that is so good, because you remember I walked around with a hammer?
Yeah.
But 100 holes were drilled to determine how much of a distance, what's the thickness of the floor, so how much of a distance of the void that's fallen from underneath the concrete floor.
Okay.
They used that. Right there. Look how hard that is.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. Feel how hard that is.
Wow.
What?
And instead of mud jacking,
No, what are you saying that you put this in the floor?
underneath the concrete. So here's what they do. Out of 100 holes, they'll stick the wand down, they'll just blow it into that hole, and it'll just fill all the voids underneath and ooze up the other hole. Then they know they can move on.
So, Mike, the whole thing is just totally solid?
100% solid. Not only is it solid,
Oh, Mike, that's
now it's thermal broken. Now there's insulation underneath your concrete.
Oh, you've done too much,
So
Mike.
now your floor will be warm.
That's amazing. I've never heard of that.
So this goes right into your cold room. And ever since it's been raining like crazy, you remember,
Yeah.
no waters in your cold room.
Aww.
That's right.
That's amazing.
You want to see your shower upstairs?
Yeah.
Here we go. Come on in. Okay.
Oh, my God.
That's beautiful.
Oh, my God.
Take a look.
That is beautiful. Well, it's beyond, like, anything we could ever dream of.
Oh, that's a simple shower.
No,
but
it's not. This is for somebody very, very, very special. Thank you so much.
We make sure that 100% mold-free products in there, 100% watertight.
Of course, I thought it was beautiful. But what I really liked about it is it felt solid. Is it solid?
Of course it's solid.
Yeah, the other one's wiggle.
Wow. Thank you so
this
much.
is nice.
I'm not one to just say, oh, look at the beautiful stone or look at the beautiful this. I'm one to say, let's make sure that it is solid and it's done right. I can't wait to have a shower in there. Who wants to join me? It's beautiful. I mean, we couldn't ask for anything more.
Yeah, one more thing to show you. One more thing. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, come. Just one.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
That's a cool deck.
Oh my gosh, Mike.
My son, my daughter, this is really their first deck. Got it by Damon. And I'm rather proud of them.
I think that the deck is one of the nicest decks I've ever seen. I really love the design in the posts. It's so solid. I just think that they did a really great job.
We had to pull the door, pour in place,
Oh, my kid did too much.
and a new door. So we don't just get any door. We bring in Dominic, who is the best of the best. We actually love this guy.
And look at the caulking all over the windows.
Nice and neat, eh?
Thank you for noticing, because that is a
Look at
big,
that.
big job, you guys.
To caulk all your windows and all your doors and everything, you have to remove it all. So just get up on ladders, everything else, remove all that caulking, clean it up, and then apply a new rubberized caulking that's gonna last at least 5 years. So now we're gonna turn this way, and we're just gonna lean over your rail, your nice, tall, sturdy rail.
Wow.
And we're gonna look down.
Oh, we have trees. They're so pretty.
Where did those trees come from?
Yeah, they were lined up against the fence.
That's right.
Get out.
Yes.
The beautiful gravel backyard is no more.
It's no more. Nice and neat look.
Gorgeous.
Nice
It
little.
doesn't even look like the same house.
Can't believe how you guys turned this place around. It's just amazing.
It's beautiful, Mike.
I'm glad you like it. Are
Mike,
you happy?
it's gorgeous. I am really happy. Come
You
here.
Shaking your hand, buddy.
That is too cute.
Come here. Ready? There you go.
Now that I know that anything is possible for Mike Holmes and their crew, and I really, really respect that.
Oh my God, there's grass here.
There's grass there.
I only have 2 words to say.
What's that?
Awesome.
I think Mike is cute. He's got a good body, but I would never give up this guy for the world. Never.
When I get my own house, I want you to work at it.
Deal. Deal.